What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of the Night Call. I'm about to head home, I think. Not sure if I can pick another passenger. Maybe we should do that. Because I think we've run out of time here at the bar, so I'm not sure. Let me try and pick up another passenger, just in case. And we still have some fuel. It's 4 o'clock in the evening. You know more about your clients. Check the Confidant menu for more details. You're straight with Phil. Okay, so this is the night balance. Alright. You have met Croaky. You drove Croaky to Saint Lazare station. Our current balance is 316 euros. We've met Christophe. I confessed. Okay, so we just finished night 2. Okay, so and this is just a little we have met Santa. Yeah, that was really weird as well. Let me check. Santa talked to you about your brother. Okay, let me just continue and check everything at the Pasidex instead of getting one by one real quickly, slowly. Like at the foot of your front door, just behind the drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name, written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. You take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope, you find more information, just as Bousset promised. You lay them on the table. You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. Your neighbor flushes the toilet. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the pipes shake. You glance at your bed and get to work. Right, so it's 4 in the morning. God, I'm gonna get to bed really late. The picture of the crime scene here looks like a shell casing. Police report number 1 given by Bousset. We don't have enough time. Okay, let's read these. Alright, we'll just leave them here for the next night. Let's just check the board, shall we? We have the killer's art is... What? That completely contradicts my source here. So it was below 1 meter and 80, and now it's more than 1 meter 80. What? Let me see. Victim 3, Colonel of the Junta. Okay, there's a lot of things connecting to this Claudia campus. The killings could be linked to the mafia. The killer fought with victim 1. Victims killed with 1 bullet in the neck. Yeah, we knew this already. Victim 1 protected by Saint Owen Mayer. Heard in your taxi. Okay. Killer's height below 170? Who told me this? Source customer? And who told me this one? The cop? Victim 3 known to have tortured prisoners. Oh, at the embassy? Okay. God, okay. Killer left message. Yeah, we knew this already. Alright, a lot of clues that are not really connecting. At least not in my view, or in my mind. Let's carry on with the next night. Goddamn, I think this is gonna be really freaking hard. Spent bullet case. I can't really check anything apart from just moving them around. That's pretty much it. I can't see any photos or these crime reports that don't give me any more information. Okay. Let's end the night with a heavy wand. Great. Heavy hand. You wipe your tired face. Pull open the sofa bed, which unfolds with an unpleasant creak. You collapse onto the mattress. The events of the day run through your heads. Streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed, your body aches, and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. Glance at your investigation board. Your investigation is taking shape, little by little. Who would have thought? If only Bousset would give you a little more time. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. And suddenly, you're asleep. Right, next night, I guess. You open one eye. Pitch black outside. Time for work. Get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Alright, welcome to night 3. See if we can gather any more information. We're running a half a tank. Should be okay for now. Let me check these locations first, because apparently they give clues important to the case. Or to our investigation, so let me just check them out real quick before we take any fares or anyone. From outside, the Montparnasse gun store looks like any other shop. A plain, discreet front window, sliding doors. But inside they sell handguns, machine guns, knives, and even grenades. Your first time here, but you've already had its owner in your cab. Oh, really? The store opens really early, so that patrons can come train at the shooting range. As you walk up to the counter, you hear a distant noise of gunshots under your feet. It's an unsettling experience. Madame Brochamp, can I help you? It's the owner speaking, an older woman with a hunched back. She's been selling weapons since the 70s. She's cheeky in a typical Parisian way, and her wrinkles carve craters across her face. Ah, you. Been ages. Come closer. You make small talk and eventually decide to go for it. I have a question for you about a weapon. You slide the photo of the shell across the counter. She looks slowly up at you. Where's the photo from? Been doing this for years, and you doubt you can pull one over her. Photographer friend? It's from the cops, let's just be honest with her. Yeah? And just how did you end up with the police photos? I'm helping them out. You know perfectly well this lady never smiles, but something on her face shifts ever so slightly into what might be construed as a small grin. I'm not surprised. You were always the type to want to help people out. She practically rips the photo out of your hands. You give her as many details as you can. She thinks for a while. The shop doors open and a woman, probably a cop from her appearance, comes in, greets the owner and disappears downstairs. When she opens the door, it creaks and the smell of gunpowder spreads through the shop. It's funny, it doesn't fit with what you told me. The shell is in the perfect shape. And you told me the bullets are also completely clean. But it's old ammo, you can tell. There are no scratches, but there are a few oxidation stains, and her voice grows darker all of a sudden, like something had escaped from her. In my opinion, it's from an old weapon, perfectly maintained, by someone who knew what they were doing. In light of what you told me, I'd say it belonged to a cop, or a soldier. It could be a family weapon. It was a police service weapon in the 1970s, either a cop held onto it or the guy you're looking for inherited it. That judge there, he's a pro. You raise your head to meet her gaze. Her old bones make that slight shift again, the one that could be construed as a smile. Or she, actually. You know, lots of women shoot. And I give classes if you have any lady friends who are interested. Back in your cab. You glance back at the shop. You don't know how this woman knew that. Anyway, you start your taxi. You have what you need to move forward with your investigation. And a coupon for a class on shooting automatic weapons. Alright, cool. So we got the information that a retired cop or a cop that inherited a gun used by the the police forces back in the 1970s. So that gives us like two suspects. We have the current cop and the retired cop. That kind of links them to it. So let's go to the other observation site here and let's check what we can learn. So cool, not all observation sites require us to spend money, which is good. You park your taxi across from the stadium just a few meters from a two-story building. The odd brick place that clashes with the huge concrete behemoth that is Reality Stadium. You get out of the car and walk to the front door. You knock. You wait a few minutes, lights come on, and the door finally opens. Marco appears. Marco is a former taxi driver, a strange guy, a bit spacey and different. He's been working at the stadium for a few years now. Well, shit. You're still alive? That's Marco. You like him. I mean, wow. So nice to see you. Even though he stole your wife. What? Come in, come in. You want something to drink? Oh, right. You stopped drinking. Cup of coffee? Yeah, please. You follow him into his caretaker's home. Pretty nice despite the mess and filth. He serves you a cup of coffee and sits down at the table. You follow suit. The only noise in the room is the TV behind Marco. Before you came by, he was playing a soccer video game. The fans are singing and clapping their hands. So, what have you been up to? Let's go straight into it. He shakes his head. No, not yet. Man, seriously, no. The last time I helped you out, I lost my job. So the answer is no. You have no choice and you know it. You owe me this much. Marco drops his head between his shoulders. He starts to beg. I'm telling you, man, I love this job. It's so easy. I get to take care of a stadium that's empty 75% of the time. He sits up roughly in his chair. Behind him, on the screen, the stadium is going wild. I need information on Ronan Besson. He straightens up. Ronan? The coach that got killed by the judge? The very one. He was a great guy. Everyone's torn up about it. What's this evil looking face behind Drink My Coffee? He has something else to say, so let's... I hate it when you do that sort of thing. Seriously. Freaks me out. He pops a sigh. This is going to get back to me somehow. There were rumors. Some parents heard he was a little too hands-on with the kids a while back, if you get my drift. But no one ever looked into it. Was it true? I don't know nothing. He sighs. A few months ago, Ronan cordoned a kid, like, by the showers, if you know what I mean. The kid stabbed him in the thigh with a pair of scissors and ran away. The kid's parents weren't sure whether they'd file a complaint. The club director brought Ronan in and bam, 2 days later, he was murdered. Who else knows about this? About the kids? No one, I think. Well, maybe some other parents? Don't know. You get up. One last thing. Given the names of your suspects, given the name of the victims? I'm not sure if... I don't know what to do here. If he's implicated in it somehow, I'm not gonna go and give him the name of the suspects and maybe alert him. So let's give him the name of the victims? He lists the victims. He doesn't react until you mention Charles Beaucrane. Oh yeah, I know him. I mean, everybody knows him. Right-wing extremist son of a bitch. Hold on. What are you doing these days? I can't say. Marco sits up. Damn it, I'm gonna get fired. Easy. His voice speeds up. Don't tell anyone where you got this information, okay? Don't worry. Yeah, I've heard that before. A vuvuzela noise comes from the TV. Okay, I've got to run. He walks you to the door, mumbling with clenched teeth. Every time I run into you, you jinx me. Every single time. You walk outside and over to your taxi. Door, key, motor purring. You go back to work. Alright, so we got some information out of that. There's another observation point, but apparently we can't really do that. Let me listen to the news. If there's anything else that could be said. You happen upon the nighttime news. The bystander being questioned about the judge is convinced the murders are linked to organized crime. It's so obvious to him, he doesn't go into any detail. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. Alright, so that didn't... I mean, it gave me another piece of clue, but not really much. Alright, we have a passenger right here, so let's just pick her up. There's a taste in your mouth, iron. Blood, oh, I can't really... So we have Nina Ishiguro. I'm going to the 17th. Alright. The door opens and your next passenger, a woman, jumps into the backseat. Brutally Levy. Her voice is shaking. Her mind is elsewhere. Please. Start driving. In your rearview mirror, you notice your passenger is shivering. She's clenching a rose in her hands, like it might otherwise fly away. You want me to turn the heat up? She doesn't hear your question. Insist? Why not? Miss? No. No? No, I said no. No heat? Finally, she looks at you. He asked me to marry him, and I said no. He had everything planned. He put the ring into my champagne flute, and I said no. She blinks her eyes very slowly. I don't know why I said no. Why? Her expression becomes scornful, aggressive. Didn't like the way he asked? You don't like him? You don't want to get married? No, I mean, no, She's almost frozen. Some time goes by. She's like a freeze frame, a movie in pause. I want to get married. I always dreamed of a wedding, of the kind of life. Her head wobbles. Her elegant facial features cloud over briefly. I think... She looks back quickly. Her voice breaks. I have to go back to the restaurant. Getting married is what I've always wanted. So why did you say no? Or did I say no? You get the impression she's shrinking. She looks tiny and fragile in the rearview mirror. Shit. 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 Her face looks like she's just been in a brutal accident. We have to turn around, now! Oh, sure? She raises her voice. Of course I'm sure. She's practically screaming. What a... She stops just in time, shuts her mouth, looks away. Doesn't dare look at you. I am so sorry. I'm not myself tonight. She's probably going to insult me. No worries. Really, I'm sorry. I don't know who I am. She's putting on airs now. I'm a total wreck. Like someone shook me, like... Please, turn the cab around. Will do? Thanks, But she decides not to finish her sentence at all. After all, as soon as we can, you turn around. In the back seat, your passenger can't bear to look at you. She studies her hands instead. You drive on in silence. It's strange, but you like that odd feeling of going back over the same road. Everything seems so different. The buildings have a different perspective. You see them in a new and unexpected light. The passerby are no longer the same. They've been replaced by others. The lights are on different cycle, like they know you're coming back. A few seconds later, without even noticing the ground you've covered, you pull in front of the restaurant you just came from. She throws you a shy, almost indiscernible smile. Can I ask you a favor? You nod, slowly. Don't ever repeat what I said. Sure. And in a whisper, she adds, thanks. He pays her fare, gets out of the cab, walks up to the restaurant, trying to catch someone's eye. Stands like that for a minute, on tiptoe, her head leaning towards the dining room. Then, she walks into the restaurant. Her rose is left behind in the doorway. Alright, let's leave. Don't have no... And you turn the key in the ignition and drive away. We have no necessity to stay. Don't want to spy on other people's lives. Alright, plenty of people we could pick from here. Let me go with... I'm not sure. This guy has a mean look in his face. Plus he's close as well, so... The Plain Saint-Denis, please. That's a bit far off, but let's go. Your passenger climbs in the cab and slams the door shut behind him. Good evening. Plain Saint-Denis, please? Stops short, visibly sizing you up. Do you know where it is? You nod yes. Avenue des Magasins Généraux. Oh, yeah. So, you know the street? Yes, sure. He looks at you intently. You know all the streets of Paris? His question drips with disbelief. You know his kind well, the sort who'd refer to you as the Arab, and not bats an eyelid. Yes, I do, monsieur. He seems hesitant. Well then, let's go. You start the cab. Your client stares out the window as if hypnotized. You watch him in the rearview mirror. His face is familiar to you, his accent too, though you've never been able to place it. Typical of some rural region, central France perhaps. You take another look. That's it, you've got it. He was a contestant on one of those reality shows where farmers meet women. You'd seen him on the show a few weeks before. You'd watched it from your hospital bed with a distracted eye. But something about it had bothered you. The show was a masquerade, life in the country seen from a very Parisian and cynical perspective, full of scorn and contempt. Okay then, you've figured out who I am? His remark and his accent bring you back to the present. Sorry? You've recognized me, right? So you can make fun of me now. Make fun of you? He shrugs. Yeah, like all those other people to do out there. On that there Tweety thing. Tweety? It takes you a second to realize he's talking about social media. I'll never make fun of you. I'm not sure if this hands is the aggressive response. Well, I mean, I would never make fun of him. I mean, he goes on a TV show, so who cares? I didn't even watch it. Yeah, well, go on, have a good laugh. It's free, right? Why shouldn't you? Have a good laugh at my expense. That's all I'm good for, right? His eye meets yours. His voice faltering. He sighs heavily, then shakes his shoulders. He goes on staring at you for a while and then seems to calm down. Sorry. He shakes his head, obviously moved. His shell is starting to crack. The living hell. Imagine what I'm going through. It's a nightmare. 3 months ago, I was a contestant on that stupid show Fields of Love. Well, I said yes because my wife's been dead for 25 years. I've been all alone ever since, just me and the cows and others. He stops and shrugs. The show was aired like a month ago. At first, things were fine. Friends called, we had a good laugh and all. And then I found out the internet is laughing at me too. There are those things. I can't remember what they're called. Memes? You know, those pictures that move all by themselves on the damn internet. You have no idea what he's talking about. Let's say nothing. So I made myself a Tweety account to go and see what they're saying about me. Calling me a virgin and a Nazi that I screw my cows to. He looks away, as if someone else had spoken the words. They practically die laughing, a farmer who... He doesn't want to finish the sentence. So yesterday I said I've had it. I called my cousin to keep an eye on my farm and I left for Paris. I'm on my way to see those TV jokers right now. 6 months ago, they said if there was any problem whatsoever, they'd take care of it. Well, there is a problem. His anger has subsided somewhat. His face is returning to its normal color. I don't think that's a good plan, but what are they gonna do about it? They're making all the money and they're not gonna shut it down. What do you think they're going to do? Yeah. They're going to have all those jokes deleted right away. I don't want to see my face glued to those pictures of freaks who do cows. It's disgusting. His hands are shaking. Do you have a plan? Hell yes, I have a plan. I'm going to show up at their office and raise Cain until they listen to me. You really going to do that? Yeah, that's the plan. He gives an energetic nod of the head. And believe me, they're going to listen. I may be just a plain old farmer, but nobody's gonna disrespect me. He squares his shoulders as if to fend off the attacks. Forget it. His eyes half closed, he practically growls the words. There is a palpable air of sadness about him. At first, I told them I didn't want to be on their stupid old show. It wasn't for me. But they insisted. They showed me pictures of the women. He lowers his eyes. And then, well, I said yes. Should never have said yes. You pull up to the address he gave you. The studio gates are still closed. You park the cab and cut the engine. Is it closed? You nod yes. It doesn't open until 6. You point to a sign posted near the gate. He sighs. But there'll be hardly anyone here before 9 or 10 o'clock. I don't care, I'll wait. He rummages through his pockets and pulls out a wallet. What are you going to ask them? I want them to apologize on TV during the show in front of everyone. To talk about all those things they changed, all the bits of sentences they cut up and put back together. Oh, so it's their fault, it's not like some random trolls on the internet are doing this to him. It's actually their fault, that's pretty bad, I'm saying. He fixes his gaze on you, his eyes narrow. You know, I'm not racist. His voice is low and raspy. Don't believe the show, I didn't mean what I said. And I didn't really said that stuff either. Yeah, they always do that. He nods. Yeah, well, them media, they distort everything, they change things. Things are more, more... He's searching for the right words. No use, his hands are shaking. Oh well. He fixes his gaze on you, visibly moved. I'm not very good at this. I've been... He chokes up, gesturing with a hand as if to make it all disappear. Then it starts up again. He's on the verge of tears. Anyhow, I'll just wait here until it opens. Passenger pays the fare and exits the cab. You watch him for a minute as he starts his vigil in front of the gates. You notice a newspaper on the back seat. Your last passenger must have left it behind, or the one before. You grab it and put it away. Could come in handy. Then you start the cab. Back to the grind. Alright, made 14 and 38 cents out of that. Oh, there's another... There? No, there is not. I've got to watch out for my fuel here. Oh, there's let's read the newspaper actually. You pull the newspaper out of your glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually, something grabs your eye. It's a rather enthusiastic article about a bar named Napo. You make note of the information with interest. In your line of work, that kind of thing can always come in handy. You turn the page and stop. read about a third of the newspaper. Let me keep reading. You stop reading and go back a few pages. You thought you saw something. The short, rather messy article stuck between two ads informing you that the police have taken the president's campaign manager in for questioning. He is being blamed for discrepancies in the campaign's accounts. As soon as you get back to the page, you stop. Your instinct tells you to look at. It's just a few lines, a funny anecdote. A man disguised as Santa Claus had to be taken off the roof of a building by firemen. He was highly inebriated and stated he did not know how he had gotten there. You shut the paper. You'll end up in the trash tonight. You remember it's there, otherwise you will spend the rest of its days in your glove compartment. Alright, so that was kind of cool. We got the Santa Claus reference there. I'm not sure if he is just a madman or the actual Santa Claus. I mean, we did have a cat in our taxi a few nights ago, or last night, so I'm not sure what's real and what's not. Fantasy, you know? Alright, so never mind that. Let's pick up... this one's wearing headphones. She probably... or he, I'm not sure, won't want to talk to us all that much, so I'm gonna pick up this person here. You're driving along when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? Oh, we better park. Hold on. As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something, or someone, is in your taxi. A woman's voice resonates around the cab. I can't. I need a better signal. I'm here. I'm here. What the fuck? You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. There's something strange about her face. It's as if she is several different people at once. Listen to me carefully. I come from the future, and you must know that you met. She stops moving, like a computer glitch. She stays this way, still, frozen. Then she suddenly starts moving again. Her reporting has to reveal the existence of an underground laboratories. She absolutely must go to Syria. It's essential in delaying the creation of the virus. Other teams are currently... You suddenly realize she's just appeared in your taxi. Fuck! We can't seem to stay on target with the timeline we determined. She leans toward you. I have another name on the list. Pauline Poro? You've never heard of her. I don't have much information on her from this time period, but she was supposed to go meet her future wife in Canada. Pauline is a... Her eyes tear up. She's central to our plan. Your plan? We don't have much of an impact on the past as we'd like, but we can make a very slight impact. It's like a hand-woven rug. You have to go line by line, very patiently. Pauline and the others I mentioned have a role to play. Her voice fades. And so do you. I do? Yes. Even. Driver. Her voice starts to break up. There's a problem. Shit, our connection. Falling apart. An unbearable whistling noise starts coming from the radio. When you turn around, the young woman has vanished. Shit, what the hell was that? The burn smell slowly fades and you start driving again. What the freak was that, honestly? Alright, who are we going to pick up? This guy right here. It looks weird. Pick him up. Can we do that? Game? Do I have to end the night or something? Can't click on anyone. This is our passive decks. Alright, never mind that. Go back. Who was that woman though? Hold on. Let's just check. Oops. Pasidex. What does it say about her? Janet Cho. Met Janet. So many things about everyone. Jesus Christ. Alright, go back here, continue. Can I pick up someone, please? Oh, I can't even select them now. Can we go home? Can listen to the radio again. It should be about time for top news tonight, one of those call-in shows. Listen to the talk show. Or no, listen to the news. Only half listening. You hear something about parishioners petitioning to keep their priest despite his recent marriage. You imagine Christoph is more likely mortified than pleased with the situation. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab's silent again. Okay. We don't have more time at all. We should go home. Can I go home, please? Not really. Oh, okay, alright. Cool, so that was the third night. We've met Nina. We didn't get any bonuses. We only have 6 euros in tips. Damn, we kind of lost a lot of money right there. Car maintenance. Damn, so we have to keep on being careful about this and control our money as well, because we have lots of expenses at the end of each night. So we gotta make sure we balance the heading towards the observation, listening to the radio, and picking up clients, so we can maintain a good positive balance. Alright. You take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep, you close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids and let out a yawn. Time to get moving on your investigation. Alright, so we have a couple reports here from last time. I'm gonna investigate these. Oh, they take a lot of our time, but that's okay. We don't have anything else to investigate at the moment. Let me check the board. Alright, so weapon. Police gun used in the 70s. Links to this guy. So there's this one. Kept in perfect shape by a professional. Links to both of these guys. What else do we have? Victim 1, molester, never arrested. Okay, so this is the guy. Okay, defender of several. He's the lawyer, okay. And he was also a coach for a football team who molested the kids. Alright. What else do we have? Victim 1 owned money to the mafia. So is this victim 1 here? And she was also protected by a Saint Owen mayor. Okay. What else? Victim 2. Which one is victim 2? This is victim 3. The victim 2? Killed in only spot without CCTV. Okay. So that was like planned or something? Let me put this one here for the time being. I'm not sure who is victim 2 at the moment. Killer fought with victim 3. That's her, let me put that there. Killer fought with victim 1. Here as well. Oh, victim 2, fierce politician? That's... not sure who is that. Maybe it's none of these. Oh, sorry, these are the suspects, not the victims. Sorry, I was being silly there. Let me put these victim 2 together. Okay, I don't think I have anything else at the moment. Victim 2 stolen wallets. Okay. I'm not sure why it's collected to this guy. It's connected to this guy, not collected. Right, I think that's everything for this night and all the things we discovered. So I'm gonna take a quick break here, and then when we continue, we'll head for the 4th night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.